And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to the ballpark. Game 1 of 2 this afternoon here in Fulton between ICC and Meridian. This is a game that has a lot of early playoff implications on the line here. Both teams come in at 3-1 inside conference play. ICC with an overall record of 17-3, ranked number 5 in the country. And Meridian 14-4, unranked. As there's 4 teams currently tied for third place inside conference play. We do want to welcome everyone watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, as well as say a special hello to those that might be watching in favor of the Eagles this afternoon. We'll go over today's Coca-Cola starting lineups between innings, as it'll be Milton Smith, the center fielder, leading things off here for the Wildcats. Smith coming into this game batting .365 on the year. He has a 405 on base percentage, 446 slugging, as that Renaissance Bank opening pitch comes your way at 2:03, and it goes for a ball. That's a 2:03 Renaissance Bank opening pitch here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. That pitch fouled out of play for strike one. 1-1 now goes to count. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. So Smith with a 1-1 count. This is Houston Harding on the hill for the Indians. That pitch up high for a ball. 2-1 now goes the count. We'll take a look at the Sonic stats on Harding after this batter. A few balls loose down there on the sideline as they're going to ask him to go pick them up there. So we'll have a break in the action. Let's go ahead and look at those numbers on Harding. He's 4-0 on the year. He's pitched 26 2/3 innings. He has 29 strikeouts and an ERA of 3.71. That is your Sonic stats on Houston Harding, today's Game 1 starter for the Indians. Big, healthy swing there for a strike. Well, you take a look at the ballpark right now. Well, it is dreary looking this afternoon. No pitch, as that was right down the middle. The umpire paying a whole lot of attention to everything that's going on away from the plate right now, instead of the plate in front of him. So a break there for Meridian, as that pitch was right down the middle. 2-2 is the count. This pitch lifted out to right field and squeezed for the putout for out number 1. That's Kyle Weaver out in right field collecting the putout.
Now batting for the Eagles, number 19, Trace Jordan.
And now up will be Trace Jordan. Trace is the DH, batting in that number 2 spot. 410 on the year is what he's batting. He's got an on-base percentage of 506 and a very impressive 869 slugging percentage. But, hey, that's not even tops on the team. That pitch across for a strike to Trace Jordan. This one fouled off. 0-2 now goes the count here on Jordan. So 0-2 pitch coming. Curveball grounded, but it's going to be foul over to first base. So 0-2 is the count here to Jordan, the DH. Houston Harding on the hill here for the Indians. Pitch coming. That one up high. Couldn't get him to chase one out of the zone. 1-2 now goes the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Jordan. This pitch lifted, but it's going to go foul and out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. Well, the crowd continued to file into the ballpark here at Roy Crescent Field. It's a day for baseball. That's all you can say. Cloudy afternoon. Curveball hangs up for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. Rain is expected to build throughout the evening, especially when we approach that 4 o'clock hour later this afternoon. This pitch popped up. Left fielder LeBryant Sedale going back and gets the putout for out number 2. So a pair of fly balls, and there's 2 away now, and this is going to be Davis Bradshaw. And I tell you what, Davis, a freshman coming in, he's got some impressive numbers to his resume. He's averaging .537, an on-base percentage of .629, and a 1.037 slugging percentage. So in other words, Davis Bradshaw has been getting it done this season for the Eagles. Pitch missing low and outside for a ball. We do welcome everyone tuning in here to Let'sGoICCTV.com. As that pitch just a little low on the fastball, 2-0 now is the count here to Bradshaw. And there's a beautiful curveball across for a strike. 2-1 now is the count here on Bradshaw. There's 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the first. 2-1 offering coming. That one hangs up high for a ball. Good eye by Bradshaw. 3-1 now goes the count. Bradshaw has been walked 13 times. That leads the team. And now make it 14. Little high heat inside that time. Puts the runner on with 2 out, and now this is going to be Sam McWilliams, the right fielder, coming to the plate.
Sam McWilliams.
So McWilliams batting .365, 400 on base percentage, and he too has a pretty nice slugging percentage, right at .731. So with 2 outs and a runner on first, McWilliams will dig in. He's the right fielder. That pitch clips the corner for a strike. Wind blowing out of the ballpark, but not gusting at times, just enough to wave the flag a little out there in center field. Runner at first takes a very minimum lead. Harding checks him, now delivers. Curveball up the middle, second baseman gets it, steps on the bag, and that will do it. The Indians with a nice start there, as that was a ground out to second, as he just went over and got the force at second. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and one, or actually none left on base. So let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineup for your Indians and Eagles this afternoon, and let's take a look at the homestanding Indians. It'll be Connor Lewis leading things off. He'll be playing shortstop. Batting second will be the second baseman. That's Kyle Krieger. Batting third will be Justin Medlin, the first baseman. Batting in that 4th spot will be Drew Thomas, the DH. Batting fifth will be LeBryant Siddell out in left field. Batting sixth will be the center fielder, Jackson Lancaster. Batting seventh will be Hunter Neighbors, the catcher. Batting eighth will be the third baseman, Russell Munch. And batting ninth will be Kyle Weaver. As we already said, Houston Harding getting the start on the hill for the Indians. Getting the start here for Meridian in Game 1 will be Hunter Stanley. 3-0 on the year is Stanley. He's pitched 25 innings. He has struck out 46 and has a 5.40 ERA. And here's what their lineup looks like this afternoon. Batting first will be Milton Smith. He's the center fielder. Batting second will be Trace Jordan, the DH. Batting third will be Davis Bradshaw, the third baseman. Batting fourth will be the right fielder, Sam McWilliams. Batting fifth, Blake Morris, the first baseman. Batting sixth, the shortstop, C.J. Hughes. Batting seven, left fielder, Keegan Westbrook. Batting eighth will be Houston Parker. And batting ninth will be Mac Pickering, the second baseman. Let's hear a quick word from Coke and come back with the bottom half of the inning right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that.
Now that's how it's done.
Leading off for the Indians, number 13, Connor Lewis.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as it'll be Connor Lewis to start things off here for the Indians. Connor batting .348. He's got an on-base percentage of .463 and a .530 slugging percentage. As it'll be Lewis, Krieger, and Medlin due up here for the Indians. And once again, the home plate umpire paying a lot of attention to everything around him. Let's just play baseball. We've got minimum time to play today, and he is just getting everyone into the dugout area. So maybe we can play baseball eventually here. And here we go. Lewis takes a look at that pitch at the knees, a strike. So Lewis going to dig in here, try to start things off for the Indians. Curveball, grounder to the shortstop. Gloves, throws over in time for the putout of Lewis. 6-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. Nice play over there by C.J. Hughes. Took a little funky hop on him when it got to him.
Number 15, Kyle Krieger.
But he was able to get a glove on it and zip it across the way for out number 1. And now this will be Kyle Krieger coming to the plate. Kyle batting .369 on the year. He has a .417 on base percentage and a slugging percentage of .523. And he's hit by a pitch. So a curveball that didn't quite curve enough that time for Stanley. Catches Krieger on the arm.
Now batting the first baseman, number
And he
11,
will
Justin Medlin.
head down to first, and that will bring up the first baseman, Justin Medlin. So both teams so far been able to put a runner on here in the first frame. ICC, though, going to try to do something with him over at first, and one out. Justin Medlin swings on that one, fouls it off, or ticks it, as they like to say. 4 strike 1. Runner at first, takes a minimum lead. That's Krieger. He'll dive back. A little slow throw. Krieger on the year, only 3 stolen bases, has been caught twice, and a throw over again. So 0-1 is the count here to Medlin, the first baseman. Throw back over to first yet again. So paying a whole lot of attention to Kyle Krieger over there at first base. 3 straight throws, and Krieger has been able to get back safely. 0-1 is the count, 1 out. And Medlin sends this one out to left field. Left fielder's going to track back and makes the play for out number 2. Sound like he just did not get all of that one.
Now batting for the Indians, number 6.
More of a crack of the bat instead of a ping off the bat that time. And now up is going to be Drew Thomas. Drew Thomas is the DH, batting .370, a .469 on base percentage and .481 slugging. ICC trying to spark a 2-out rally. Throw over to first, not in time. Well, Stanley already showing a lot of attention to the runner over at first. Fastball at the knees, called a strike. Well, the umpire has established that he likes a low fastball in this game. That one flirting right around the knees of Thomas. Snap throw over, not in time. So Drew Thomas, the DH, batting in that 4 spot. Looks at that one in the dirt, gets away. And the catcher can't find it. Thought about going to third, now he will. And he'll get there. A 2-base wild pitch. As the catcher, Houston Parker, that time just could not find the ball. And that's on your dugout right there. If you're Meridian, you got to help your catcher, let him know where it is. And a good job there by Kyle Krieger, moving from first to third after that ball got away. Boy, a base hit could be huge here for the Indians. Thomas at the plate with a 1-1 count. Curveball. Ooh, look pretty from here. Maybe up a little too much for the umpire's liking. 2-1 now is the count. Thomas, a little slow roller forward here. Only one play, and that's to first. The throw over is in time. And record that one 1-3 on the putout as Meridian gets out of the inning out of a slight jam there with no damage done. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base.
No errors.
We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and come back with the top of the second right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton. Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. Food Giant. The ICC Foundation. Your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox. Little Caesars. Renaissance Bank. Sonic. And the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on. For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
Leading off for the Eagles, number 18, Blake Morris.
And welcome back now. So the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for the Eagles. Blake Morris, C.J. Hughes, and Keegan Westbrook. That pitch missing for a ball. So judging by the early goings of this one, the strike zone of the home plate umpire below the numbers, just at the knees. As this pitch is lifted, center fielder going to have to hurry, and it's going to drop. Nobody covering second, so that'll be a double. Well, you saw it drop right there in front of you.
Shortstop, number 7, C.J.
As that time, just put it where they ain't, is what they say. As the ball fell and heads up base running by Blake Morris, saw that nobody was covering second and kept on trucking around the bases to get in scoring position. And now C.J. Hughes is going to come to the plate, the shortstop. C.J. batting .426. He's got a .523 on base percentage, .593 slugging. He does have 16 RBIs, tied for second on the team. Scoreless here in the top of the second. This game scheduled for 9 innings. Curveball, showed bunt, pulls back, but takes it for a strike. Of course, this is conference play, so all the first games go for 9 innings. Game 2 goes for 7 innings. Hughes looks the runner back to second. Slides back in. Looks like he kind of got jammed up a second on that slide back in. Was able to stretch out and get back to second with no throw. So 0-1 is the count here to Hughes, the shortstop, batting in that number 6 spot. Curveball in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Hunter Neighbors to keep the runner from advancing to third. We saw that in the last inning when the ball got away. They're going to ask if he went. The infield umpire says he did not. 1-1 now is the count. So Meridian got something brewing here in the top of the second. No outs and a runner on second. 1-1 is the count here to Hughes. Houston Harding on the mound here. Fastball outside corner, just a bit too far outside. 2-1 now is the count. We're going to keep an eye on the weather as that develops throughout the afternoon. As we said, it was forecast to move in to the area about 2:45, and then that got pushed back to 3:15, then eventually to 4 o'clock. So basically what they're trying to say is they don't know what's going on with the weather right now as the turnaround fake throw gets the runner to dive back into second. Of course, last year when we went to Meridian, we were able to get into the first game. Bottom fell out, came home, and had to go back to Meridian to finish up that 2-game series. Pitch outside for a ball. Now 3-1 is the count. So Houston struggling a little bit right now to locate with a runner on second and no outs. 3-1 is the count here to C.J. Hughes, the shortstop. C.J. has been walked 6 times this season. See if the red light is on here. It was not. Took a healthy chop at the high heat that time. Couldn't find it. Strike 2 now. 3-2 is the count. So 3-2 pitch coming here from Houston Harding. Checks the runner at second. Snap throw back, got him! Beautiful play that time, and no doubt. Picked the runner off. And a big-time play there. Erases the runner on the bag and gets the first out of the inning. As you saw there on the Little Caesars replay, a beautiful pickoff move. 3-2 pitch coming. Curveball strike. Oh, no.
Wow!
Good looking pitch there, and it's going to be a walk. Don't know where that one missed.
Number 11, Keegan Westbrook.
And would love to know where that one missed. I think the spot where it missed was in the umpire's eyes. That was a beautiful curveball right at the numbers coming across the plate, and a free pass there for Meridian. Wow. So one out now and a runner on first thanks to that gift from the umpire. Throw over to first, a little half-hearted throw. C.J. Hughes gets back, and now this is Keegan Westbrook at the plate. Keegan batting .340 on the year, .407 on base percentage, .604 slugging. Takes a look at that one. Maybe that's what it is. As we said, he likes a low strike zone. That one was right across the letters on that ball four call to Hughes. So apparently the letters is out of the zone today. Soft toss over to first, and the dirt blocked up nicely over there at first base by Justin Medlin to keep the runner. So 0-1 is the count. Swung on and missed. 4-strike 2. A big healthy swing that time out of the left fielder, Keegan Westbrook. Westbrook batting at that number 7 spot. 0-2 is the count. So awaiting the 0-2 pitch here. And instead, a little soft toss over to first. C.J. Hughes dives back safely without a tag. So awaiting the 0-2 pitch, and once again, throw over. Not in time. So both these teams paying a lot of attention to the runners when they are on the bag. We've already seen one picked off today. That was the first out of the inning here. Set up on the outside, takes that pitch high. 1-2 now is the count. As a team, Meridian has stole 39 bases. ICC 36. So 1-2 is the count. And they pick the runner leaning. And got him. Second time the Indians have picked off the runner in this inning. 1-3-6 on that put out, and now there's 2 away. And Westbrook goes down swinging at strike 3. You can take a look, they get the throw down, and that's the first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. What an interesting inning there, but it worked in favor of the good guys, ICC, thanks to 2 pickoffs. Get a 3-up, 3-down inning there in the top of the second. We're scoreless. We come back with the bottom half of the inning. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up for ICC. LeBryant Siddell, Jackson Lancaster, and Hunter Neighbors. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we get set to move to the bottom half of the inning, scoreless here in game one between ICC and Meridian.
Number 18, LeBryant Siddell.
It'll be LeBryant Siddell leading things off here for the Indians. LeBryant batting .378. He's got a .531 on base percentage, and he's leading the team with a .676 slugging percentage. Trying to start things off here for the Indians. Takes a look at that pitch. Wow, don't know where that one missed. A good-looking pitch there, called a ball. Said it was up. That's not up. That pitch right down Broadway for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. LeBryant Siddell out of Tupelo High School, and as Braden Bishop says, I have to refer to him as them blankets. That pitch finds the corner of the plate for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on Siddell. Siddell, Lancaster, and Neighbors all due up here for the Indians in the bottom of the second. That pitch missing low. 2-2 now is the count here to Siddell. Siddell playing in left field, batting in that number 5 spot. ICC looking for their first hit of the day. There's a hard hit. Third baseman, though, makes a great play. Long throw over in time to get Siddell. Nice play over there by Davis Bradshaw at third. Jammed him up a second. Made that strong long throw across the way for the first out. And now this will be Jackson Lancaster, coming to the plate. With 1 out and nobody on here for the center fielder batting in the 6th spot. Lancaster takes that pitch across for a strike. He's batting .302 on the year. He has a .354 on base percentage, .326 slugging. Looks at that one outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Wind continues to shift. It was blowing straight out. Now it's blowing from straight out, but still more towards left center. This one fouled straight back out of play for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Of course, that one flying over the top of the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. And when we talk about the ICC Foundation, we encourage you to visit iccms.edu on how you can contribute to the ICC Foundation. Curveball and a beauty. And that's strike 3, tagged him on the putout after the ball got away, and now up is going to be Hunter Neighbors, the catcher.
The catcher, number 19, Hunter Neighbors.
So Neighbors, who is batting in that 7th spot, catching here in game one, trying to spark the Indians here in the bottom of the second. ICC still looking for their first hit of the day. Takes a look at that pitch, and it's low for a strike. You got to be ready. Almost going to have to play golf today with the way this strike zone is. It's below the letters of the jersey and just about midway through the knees. Going to say that Hunter went on that swing attempt. 0-2 now is the count with 2 outs and nobody on here for the Indians. Neighbors rips one to the shortstop and it gets through. Nicely done that time by Hunter. Neighbors able to muscle that single out. As you'll take a look at it here on the Little Caesars instant replay, you see it get right through.
Number 22, Russell Bunch.
And that's the first hit of the day there for the Indians. And now up is going to be Russell Bunch, the third baseman. Russell batting .323. He's got a .395 on base percentage and a .516 slugging. Swings at that fastball, missing for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. Hunter Neighbors is at first. He only has 1 stolen base on the year, so don't really expect Meridian to pay much attention to him. Fastball missing on that one. So this is just speed versus power right here between Stanley and Bunch. So the Indians trying to spark a 2-out rally after getting their first hit of the game off the bat of Hunter Neighbors, and 3 straight fastballs couldn't catch up with him. And strike 3 will be the call, the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Stanley. So the Indians get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 2, and ICC and Meridian are tied at 0. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked #1 in America's community and junior college systems. #1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the top of the 3rd inning, scoreless here between ICC and Meridian. Game 1 of 2 this afternoon. We do want to say a special hello to those that are watching in favor of the Eagles this afternoon down in Meridian. Also a special hello to the ICC family as well. That pitch up high for a ball. Well, right now, if you're a batter today, just be patient. Look for something you can hit, as that strike zone, as I said, is below the letters and about midway through the knee. Curveball fouls it back. 1-1 now is the count. ICC 17-3 on the year, 3-1 in conference play. Meridian 14-4, 3-1 also in conference play. Is a foul ball. And 1-2 now is the count. Well, Houston Harding got his first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game to end the 2nd. Trying to get his 2nd to start the 3rd here. 1-2 pitch coming. This pitch lifted, foul back and out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. Well, a Saturday afternoon out here at Roy Crescent Field. A pleasant day, cloudy day, not your ideal day for baseball. And there's swung and missed for strike 3. Going to have to toss this one down for the putout, and they will. The 2nd Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. 1 away now.
Number 13.
And this is going to be the number 9 batter, Mac Pickering, the 2nd baseman. So Pickering will dig in here. He's batting .375. Has a .538 on base percentage. .375 is his slugging percentage as well. So Harding, pitch on its way, fastball across for a strike. Likes that inside corner part of the plate. That one about belt high. 0-1 is the count. Beautiful pitch outside. Doesn't like that one. One and 1 now is the count. This one foul back. 1-2 now goes the count here on Pickering, the 2nd baseman. It's Milton Smith on deck for Meridian, the leadoff batter, waiting for his attempt after Pickering. Fastball missing low, 2-2 now is the count here on Mac Pickering, the 2nd baseman. Well, a Renaissance Bank strikeout to start the inning. 2-2 now is the count with 1 out and nobody on. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Take a look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay and got him to chase one out of the zone there for the 3rd Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. RenaissanceBank.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. And now we go back to the top of the lineup here in Milton Smith. Smith flew out to right in his first at bat. Shows bunt. Fouls it off for strike one. Smith, easy to say he's the speedster on the team, as that's usually who you have in that number one spot, but he's also stolen 15 bases, has only been caught twice. Looks at that pitch. Wow. Once again, if it's, and he's saying it's high. When he's saying it's high, he's like pointing towards the dugout, middle of his chest. I mean, you got to throw meat if you want to get anything up in the zone. Shows bunt, lays it down nicely. Only one play. Bunch throws across, and it's going to be an infield single. Just a good soft bunt that time.
Now batting for the Eagles.
And that's going to be the second hit of the day for the Eagles, and now it'll bring up Trace Jordan. Man, there's been 2 or 3 beautiful pitches that would have ended the inning for the Indians, and a couple of times for the Eagles, but anything that's, if it's not near the waist, it's not going to be a call to strike so far, and he's been consistent that way all day. So a runner at first with 2 outs. Curveball popped up. And Bunch catches it. Take a look at that on the replay. This pitch popped a mile high. You see Houston Harding calling that one off. And then eventually ending up in the glove of Russell Bunch. And the Indians get out of the inning there. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take the timeout and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
I love these soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that.
Now that's how it's done.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning, ICC and Meridian scoreless here in Game 1 of this MACJC doubleheader.
Kyle Weaver.
It'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Indians, and it'll be Kyle Weaver to lead things off. Kyle batting .244 with a .311 on base percentage, .293 slugging, so we'll love to see his numbers spike this afternoon in this doubleheader. That pitch up, 4 ball. Kyle playing in right field. Recorded the first out of the ball game. Looks at that one low and outside for a strike. Shakes his head and agrees with the call. Got enough of that outside corner of the plate to warrant the strike call. 1-1 now is the count. Weaver can't catch up with the high heat there. Nice location by Hunter Stanley. Stanley working with purpose. As soon as he gets the ball back, he's ready to go. 1-2 now is the count. And the high heat again, and that's going to be the 3rd Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Hunter Stanley. His 49th of the year. And 1 out, and we go to the top of the lineup. And this is going to be Connor Lewis. Lewis grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat as he led things off for the Indians in the bottom of the 1st. Swings on that one and can't catch up with it. Stanley is just doing a good job locating that pitch just enough off the plate that he can still get that strike call, but the Indians just can't catch up with it. This time that pitch, wow, set up even a little bit more outside. So Stanley expanding that strike zone as he consistently goes for that outside corner. And he's going to put it out there a little bit more each time as long as the umpire is going to keep giving it to him. 0-2 now is the count. And that time flirted with it a little too much. Couldn't get him to chase one. Not a bad spot to miss, though, by Hunter Stanley. Stanley 3-0 in the year. Came into this series with 25 innings pitched, 46 strikeouts, and a 5.40 ERA. That pitch inside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. He's got 3 strikeouts so far in the game and has only given up 1 hit. The Indians have given up 2, but neither team have been able to get anything going. As a matter of fact, ICC is the only team that's kept a runner in scoring position. Ball gets away. Throw is down in time. That's going to be back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts now. Record the putout, 2-3. And now up is going to be Kyle Krieger.
Kyle Krieger.
So Krieger will dig in with 2 outs and nobody on. The Indians put a runner on second back in the first. That was after Krieger was hit by a pitch. Swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls it straight back over the ICC Foundation broadcast booth for strike 1. If you'd like to find out more on how you can help ICC financially, scroll to the bottom of the Let'sGoICC.com homepage. It's that pitch missing low for a ball. You'll see the ICC Foundation logo. Click on that and you can find out how you can contribute to scholarships, building funds, and more. That's the ICC Foundation. Nice pitch, breaking that time, low out of the zone, and Krieger was well ahead of that one. A little change of tempo that time by Hunter Stanley, and it was beautiful. 1-2 now is the count, 2 outs and nobody on for the Indians. Fastball popped up, foul territory. Is it going to stay in play? Right fielder drifting over near the bullpen and runs out of territory. So we'll stay at 1-2. Well, if you're just now joining us, scoreless, as this has been a pitcher's duel so far. 2 hits for the Eagles, only 1 for the Indians. And Krieger trying to spark a 2-out rally here. Takes a look at that pitch in the dirt. 2-2 now goes the count. Yesterday, if you were watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, you saw the number 8 softball team at ICC get a sweep of Colin. 8-0-4-1 was those decisions. As this pitch popped a mile high, back and out of play. So 2-2 is the count. Got a battle going between Krieger and Stanley here. Krieger wanting to try to find a way to win it. Playing him to go to his right. Big gap over there. And there's strike 3. Little delay on the call. The ICC fans did not like it. But Hunter Stanley is feeling it. He struck out the side there. Gets Krieger looking for strike 3. So a 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Indians. That was the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. And we'll take a break and come back with the top of the 4th inning. ICC Meridian still scoreless.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as it'll be the 3-4-5 batters due up here. It'll be Bradshaw leading us off here. Bradshaw walked, was left stranded at first, and his first at bat takes that pitch across for a strike. Scoreless here in the top of the 4th inning. That pitch missing for a ball. This is Houston Harding on the hill for the Indians. He entered this series at 4-0 in the year. Had pitched 26 2/3 inning. As that pitch fouled off for strike 2. He has struck out 29, has a 3.71 ERA. He's got 3 strikeouts so far this afternoon. All those strikeouts being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. There's going to be a flare out to right field. Right fielder's going to jog over and squeeze it for the putout of Bradshaw. First out of the inning, and now up is going to be Sam McWilliams.
Now batting the right fielder, number 5, Sam McWilliams.
McWilliams grounded out to second to end the first. So he's going to try to get it started here for Meridian. There's been some classic battles between ICC and Meridian over the years. As shows bunt, lays it down. Catcher's going to have to hurry, throws over, is not going to be in time. Infield single for McWilliams. That's been the second time that we've seen the Eagles play a little small ball to be able to get the runner on.
Now batting the first baseman, number
Now
18,
here comes Blake Morris.
Morris.
Blake Morris doubled after he hit a little bloop. What should have been a single out to center field, but nobody was covering second. Had the wherewithal to just quickly sprint to second to be able to make it a double instead. And now with 1 out and a runner on first, that pitch breaking low for a ball. We've seen a pair of Eagles already picked off in this game, and Morris was one of those. After he reached to second, he was picked off. And then it was a rundown after a pickoff move that got C.J. Hughes, who is on deck. A soft throw over to first. "1-0 is the count here to Blake Morris. Scoreless ball game, top of the 4th. Game 1 scheduled for 9 innings. Toss over, no tag. "1-0 is the count. Morris waiting the pitch. Snap throw down. Just, and I'd say just, got back. If he would have took a breath before getting back, that would have been a nice play to throw him out over at first by Hunter Neighbors, but instead, McWilliams gets back by the blink of an eye. Throwing a lot of attention over to the runner over at first. And judging by this way the game's going right now, with it being the pitcher duel that it is, that could be a big pivotal situation in the contest. That pitch fouled out of play for a strike. So 2-1 now is the count here on Morris. He doubled but was picked off in his last at bat. Throw over to first, not in time, as McWilliams, who singled with a little infield bunt. McWilliams stole 4 bases on the year, been caught once. That pitch up for a ball. "3-1 now goes the count. So waiting the 3-1 offering here. Checks the runner at first. And there's ball 4. Missing low that time to Morris, and Morris will get the free pass, and now Meridian has something going here.
Shortstop, number 7, C.J.
In the top of the 4th. Runners on first and second with only 1 out, and this is going to be C.J. Hughes. Hughes walked, and his first at bat of the day was picked off. And the Indians setting up their defense here as C.J. Hughes has pretty good speed. And Meridian has already been able to lay down some bunts in these situations. As that pitch in the dirt blocked up nicely that time. And 1-0 is the count. So right now, if you're Hunter Hughes, you just want to worry about throwing strikes. Try to find that second out of the inning. Boy, to be a big time if the Indians can find a way to roll up a Little Caesars double play here. That pitch missing low. 2-0 now is the count. Runner at second is McWilliams. Runner at first is Blake Morris. McWilliams singled. Morris reached on a 1-out walk. This pitch popped up. Second baseman drifting over. Dancing around and, found it. That ball danced around a little bit. And second base has been a little bit of an issue for the Indians this year, as that put out was squeezed by Kyle Krieger for the second out. And this will be Westbrook. Westbrook struck out swinging, was retired 2-3 to end the second. But second base has been an adventure for the Indians this year. So with 2 outs, runners on first and second, Westbrook will dig in. Shows bunt, lays it down, only one play. That's to first, to throw over, too tall. E1, an error on the Indians. And now we've got bases full of Eagles. The Indians have struggled covering the bunt today. And now this is going to be Houston Parker.
Now batting the catcher, number 24, Houston Parker.
So bases loaded here for the Eagles. You see it right there. Houston Parker, who struck out. And his previous at bat was retired 2-3. ICC going to try to have to get out of the jam here. 2 outs, bases loaded. We're in the top of the 4th inning. That pitch blocked up nicely. Good job by Neighbors, just sliding over, putting his body in front of that one to at least keep the ball in front of him and keep the runner at third base. So Harding need to try to find a way to collect himself and get out of the jam here. Fastball across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here on Parker, the catcher. So a 2-out error has loaded the bases here for the Eagles. Beautiful pitch. Took a little bit off the tempo that time. Way ahead of that one was Parker. And 1-2 is the count. So a tough situation here for the Indians. Bases are loaded. 1-2 is the count. 2 outs. Swung on and missed for strike 3. The bag's not opening up big time. Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Houston Harding. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. And a big time strikeout there gets the Indians out of the jam. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Indians get out of a big-time jam there in the top of the 4th. Need to see if they can pick up some momentum of their own here. it maybe push across a run. It'll be the 3-4-5 batters due up here
Leading off
for the Indians.
11,
Justin Medlin, Drew
Justin
Thomas,
Medlin.
and LeBryant Sedale. They've combined to be 0 for 3 on the day. Justin Medlin flew out to left in his first at bat of the day. The Indians with only 1 hit, 3 for the Eagles. As that pitch paints the corner for a strike. Well, let's give credit where credit's due. Hunter Stanley has done a great job today filling up the strike zone. He's got some solid defense behind him as well. Swung on and missed, and he is doing an outstanding job staying on those corners on these batters. So he is just painting these corners and hitting his locations. And there's a shot out to center field. Center fielder's going to have to hurry. Yes, he is. Didn't know that he was going to be able to get to it. But a nice job out there in center field by Milton Smith to show off some of that speed and catch that one on the run.
Number 6, Drew Thomas.
As if that one were to drop, it would have been an extra base hit. And it had some wheels on it as well, so it could have possibly turned into a big-time hit there for the Indians. Now up is Drew Thomas, swings and misses at that first pitch for strike 1. Drew grounded out to the pitcher to end the first inning in his first at bat. Fouls that one off, 0-2. Well, Hunter Stanley's been living the good life. He has stayed ahead of the batters all game so far. 0-2 is the count. 1 out, nobody on here. As this pitch fouled out of play, 0-2 stays the count. Well, now you're starting to see the Indians respect that outside corner of the plate, so don't be surprised to see something off speed or maybe breaking into the dirt to see if you couldn't get him swinging at strike 3. 0-2 pitch coming. Try to go inside. Third baseman gets it. Throw across the way is in time. Jammed him. Good job by Stanley going outside, coming in and jamming the batter on the inside.
Now batting
and now 2 away. This is going to be
Sedale.
LeBryant Sedale coming to the plate. Sedale grounded out to third to start the second. Going to try to spark a 2-out rally here. Stanley with a 1-hitter going here through 3 2/3 innings of work. Sedale can't catch up with the high heat that time, swinging for strike 1. That pitch couldn't get him to chase one that time. 1-1 now is the count. We're going to try to take a look at some Little Caesars replays as a high strike swung on and missed. 1-2 now is the count, but we'll try to look at some replays brought to you by Little Caesars in the exchange of innings. Hey, don't forget, the quickest pizza in Itawamba County has just gotten faster. All you got to do is download the Little Caesars mobile app. As this pitch fouled back, we'll stay at 1-2. You download the Little Caesars mobile app, punch in, set up your profile, punch in all your information. You can order, pay for your pizza all online through your mobile app. Walk in, say your name, walk out. As this pitch is fouled back and out of play. Don't forget you can get a $5 single topping hot and ready pizza at the Little Caesars next time you're coming to the ballpark here in Fulton. 1-2 now is the count, 2 outs. Fastball lifted, this has got a chance. Deep to left field, will it have enough legs to the warning track? And it's dropped. That's going to be a double for LeBryant Sedale. That one was a big-time hit there, nearly snuck its way out of the ballpark. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay.
Now batting the center fielder, number 10, Jackson Lancaster.
Boy, that one was just a hiccup away of getting out of the ballpark. 330 down the line, it went about 328. The left fielder couldn't get out there in enough time to find it as it bounced midway off the wall and in for a double. The first hit of the day for LeBryant Sedale, the second hit of the afternoon for the Indians. This is Jackson Lancaster, who struck out in his first at-bat, takes that first pitch high and outside for a ball. Can the Indians spark a 2-out rally after that double by LeBryant Sedale? A curveball missing outside for a ball. So for the first time today, or at least the first time I can remember, Stanley is behind in the count, 2-0. Lancaster playing in center field. Time is taken here by the catcher. 2-0 is the count. That's Sedale at second on the top of your screen here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. That pitch missing low for a ball. 3-0 now is the count. So the Indians trying to get something sparked here in the bottom of the fourth. The Eagles trying to get out of this inning without any damage done. Wind blowing out to dead center, and it's picking up pretty good for the first time this afternoon. And that pitch high and inside, ball 4. Brushed him back a little bit that time. Lancaster will head down to first, and now the Indians with runners on first and second.
Now batting the catcher, number 19,
And Meridian wants to come out and talk this one over with a visit on the mound. Let's take a quick timeout and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on first and second for the inning. Indians. We're in the bottom of the fourth, and this is going to be Hunter Neighbors. He singled in his first appearance. Would love to see a carbon copy of that one here for the ICC fans watching on Let's Go ICC TV. That pitch across for a strike. That one has not been called a strike very often today. Called a strike there. Neighbors kind of looks back at the home plate umpire. He'll be in the catcher. Really not a fan of that one being called a strike. 0-1 is the count. This pitch fouled back, and now Neighbors going to have to be careful at the plate with the 0-2 count. Stanley has been outstanding today when he has gotten in trouble. He's got 5 Renaissance Bank strikeouts, has given up 2 hits. Indians hoping to see that third here. 0-2 is the count. Runners on first and second. That pitch high and inside. Not a bad spot to miss that time by Stanley. See if you couldn't get him to chase something high out of the zone. 1-2 now is the count. Russell Bunch on deck for the Indians. Sedale is at second. Lancaster at first after drawing a 4-pitch walk. Hunter Neighbors at the plate. And Stanley's going to step off, and we'll do it all over again. 1-2 is the count with 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth, game 1 here between ICC and Meridian. The first of 2 MACJC conference games today. Lancaster check swings, holds off of it. And 2-2 now goes the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. Scoreless ball game, bottom of the fourth. And Neighbors hit by a pitch. And so Hunter will head down to first. Second batter today that's been hit by a pitch. And now bases are full of Indians for Russell Bunch.
Now batting the third baseman, number 22, Russell Bunch.
So Bunch will dig in here with 2 outs and bases loaded. This is where we saw Meridian. In the top half of the inning, the Indians were able to get out of the inning with the 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Houston Harding. Now can the Indians return serve with a base hit here? Time is taken, like maybe a little bit of dirt flying up in the eye of the catcher. Russell Bunch struck out swinging to end the second. Russell does have 10 RBIs on the year. Fouls this one back for strike 1. He had a big-time hit in that home series in game 1. It turned out to be the game-winning hit. ICC was able to tack on an insurance run in that 5-3 win as he snuck a single through the gap between third and short to plate the go-ahead run. Bunch swings and misses on that one. 0-2 now is the count. So now Bunch has got to guard the dish. Kyle Weaver on deck would love to get an at-bat here if he has the opportunity here in the bottom of the fourth. Bases loaded. 0-2 is the count here. Bunch at the plate. Fouls that one back and keeps the at-bat alive. Good job by Russell that time, as that outside corner has been called today in favor of Stanley. So you got to protect those tight pitches there. Fouls it out and keeps the at-bat alive here. 0-2 is the count to Bunch. Swung on and missed for strike three, and a big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. The sixth of the game by Stanley. And boy, we have got quite the battle on the mound this afternoon. So the Eagles load the bases in the top of the fourth. It was a Renaissance Bank strikeout by Houston Harding to end the inning. ICC loads the bases in the bottom half of the inning, and it was a strikeout by Hunter Stanley to get out of the jam there. We've played 4, and we're still scoreless. We'll take a break and let's take a look at today's highlights being brought to you by Little Caesars this afternoon. And you'll see that pickoff move that retired Blake Morris, and then a strikeout. And this is going to be a base hit, the first hit of the day, just squeezed right past the diving shortstop. That belonged to Hunter Neighbors back in the second. And then you'll see another Renaissance Bank strikeout here for Houston Harding. This pitch popped up, and it was a little tricky. See 3 different guys call everyone off, and the thing that made it really tricky was the fact that Hunter Neighbors kicked the helmet nearly into the path of Russell Bunch, who squeezed it for the out. Swinging strike 3 was the call. He stepped on the plate to get the force there with bases loaded. And this is going to be the double we just saw off the bat of LeBryant Siddell. So the Indians unable to get any runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base.
For the Eagles, number 13, Matt Pickering.
And so now it'll be Matt Pickering to start things off here. For the Eagles, it'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up. Pickering, Smith, and Jordan. Well, both these teams have had their chances, but man, oh man, it's been the Hunter Stanley and Houston Harding show so far in this one. Fastball up, ball 1. I'm going to try to find you some Bank of Oklahoma scores. Some other action going on inside conference play this afternoon. As that pitch across for a strike. Ground ball. Infield was in. Bunch kind of stumbled a little bit after that hard hit. Was able to get it across for the putout. As he was anticipating maybe a bunt that time. Was in and was able to find his balance, throw it over for the putout. 5-3. And now this is going to be Milton Smith. Smith had a bunt single his last time up. Well, I tell you what, if you're Russell Bunch, you're going to have to be a pretty brave soul right now. Beautiful breaking pitch. Where did that one miss? Good looking pitch, called a ball. And that one called a strike. Same location as that last breaking pitch. You know, sometimes there are some home plate umpires that just cannot pick up a curveball well. I think that's the case for the guy behind the plate today. Ground ball. Beautiful stop over there at first for the out. Let's take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. Great play by Justin Medlin. You'll see him dive just out of the corner of your screen. If that one gets down, Milton Smith is probably turning that into a triple, but a great play over there at first base to rob Milton Smith of an extra base hit. And now this is going to be Trace Jordan coming to the plate. Jordan takes a look at that pitch in the dirt for a ball. Man, what a play by Justin Medlin. That could be a Renaissance Bank What a Play Wednesday nominee for next week. This pitch popped back and out of play. 1-1 now is the count here on Trace Jordan, the DH. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He has flown out to left and popped up to third to end the inning. Breaking pitch, fouled off. 1-2 now is the count. Well, eventually something will have to give. We have got a great battle going between the Indians and the Eagles in this one. Wind picking up a little bit more as we expect rain to move in right around that 4 o'clock hour. And strike 3. Got him looking. Take a look at that Renaissance Bank strikeout there. Trace Jordan didn't like it, and that was the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Houston Harding. No runs, no hits, no errors. And we've played 4.5. ICC and Meridian scoreless. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Yeah, there's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think we're eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back. This game, everything we expected and then some here between the Indians and the Eagles. A very proud history of both these baseball programs. And what I was dreading happening has happened. That wind is now shifting where it's blowing more towards right now, and usually that's what brings rain into the area. When you see the wind blowing the way it is now, it's actually starting to wrap the flag around the pole out in center field. That pitch missing low for a ball. It'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up here. Kyle Weaver, Connor Lewis, and Kyle Krieger. This pitch popped up. The wind blowing. It could be an adventure. Left fielder jogging in. Shortstop out there to help him. Now dancing around and finds it out there in left field. Well, Mother Nature could be somebody that can play a factor in this game.
Shortstop, number 13, Connor Lewis.
As we go now to the top of the lineup with Connor Lewis. As you saw, the left fielder was dancing around, was able to eventually find it. As that paints the corner for a strike. Boy, Hunter Stanley has just been hitting his spots beautifully all day today for Meridian. 0-1 is the count here. Lewis is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Looks at that one, and Connor knows he let a good one go there. As he's a little upset with himself when he heads back. Oh, 2 pitch coming. This one fouled off. Not only has that wind shifted, but there now is a cold front. You can see a little bit of those leaves possibly blowing into your screen. Yep, there's rain coming, folks. That's not good. So 0-2 is the count. This pitch fouled out of play. And it actually hit the pole and came back into the field. Well, they say every time you come to the ballpark, you're going to see something you've never seen before. And I'll say this, I have not seen that in my 9 years now here at ICC, where a foul ball caught that small pole and came back into play. That pitch missing on the outside corner. Meridian fans kind of breaking a few boo birds out on that one. Good eye, though, on the part of Connor Lewis. Not a bad spot to miss by Hunter Stanley to see if you couldn't get him to go fishing. 1-2 now is the count. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That is the 7th Renaissance Bank strikeout today by Hunter Stanley.
Kyle Kruger.
And now this is going to be Kyle Krieger coming to the plate. Bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out and nobody on. Krieger swings on this one. Third baseman comes up, makes the play, throws over in time for the putout of Krieger. 5-3. Krieger now goes 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch. And now this is going to be Justin Medlin. Or excuse me, no, it's not. That's actually going to be the 3rd out of the inning. Forgot that Weaver led the inning off there.
There were no runs, no hits,
and so that is going to be the end of the 5th inning. A very quiet 5th inning there, as we've played 5. We're still scoreless. Who's going to find something going here in this one, game 1 between ICC and Meridian? We'll take a timeout and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
And welcome back as we start the top of the 6th inning scoreless here in game 1 between ICC and Meridian. Houston Harding still on the hill here for ICC. It has been a great pitchers duel here in game 1. Curveball across for a strike. We do have a couple of Bank of Okolona scoreboard updates. After 6, Pearl River leading Northeast in game 1 5-1. After 5, Delta over Southwest 4-1. Those are all teams that ICC will see later in conference play. That pitch fouled off. 0-2 now is the count here on Bradshaw. Bradshaw is 0 for 1. He did walk, was left stranded back in the first. 0-2 pitch coming. Nice job fighting that one off, fouled it off, and we'll stay at 0-2. Try to find you a few more baseball updates. It's Gulf Coast 5-3 after 4 over Kahoma. That pitch high and outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. And now it's the end of the 7th, where Pearl River is leading 5-1 over Northeast. This pitch nicely done, just to reach out and find a piece of that off-speed pitch to foul it off and keep the at-bat alive. So 1-2 is the count. And strike 3. Just made up his mind a little too late to swing at that one. And a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there, the 6th of the game for Houston Harding. And now this is going to be Sam McWilliams coming to the plate. McWilliams is 1 for 2 on the day. He had a single, was left stranded. Back in the 4th, he also grounded out to end the 1st to the second baseman. That pitch across for a strike. Boy, I tell you what, I'm not even going to tell you which way the wind's blowing now, because the flag will blow to the left, to the right, to straight away. As a big-time swing and a miss on that one. We'll cut away and let you see the outfield, how those trees are dancing out there in the outfield. So the wind is a-whipping here in Fulton. You take a look at the flag. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 3. Gets away. We'll toss it down to first for the putout. That is the 7th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. 2-3 on the putout, and now up will be Blake Morris. I want the rain to hold off long enough for us to get this first game in. because this has just been a beautiful baseball game between two pitchers that have been dialed in today, Hunter Stanley for Meridian and Houston Harding for ICC. That pitch across for a strike. This is Blake Morris, who doubled, was picked off in the second. He walked and was left stranded in the fourth. A nice off-speed pitch offering there. Way ahead of that one. 0-2 now is the count. We're in the top of the sixth. Swung on and missed for strike three. What a Renaissance Bank strikeout there, and what an inning as Houston Harding strikes out the side to collect his 8th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. No runs, no hits, no errors. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got a good one brewing here in Fulton. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we have got a great baseball game on our hands here. Hunter Stanley and Houston Harding are dealing this afternoon in Fulton. Both teams have loaded the bases once. It was a pair of Renaissance Bank strikeouts to get out of both those innings.
Justin Medley.
Hunter Stanley with 7 Renaissance Bank strikeouts in the game. 8 Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Houston Harding. It'll be the 3-4-5 batters due up here for the Indians, and it'll be Justin Medlin to lead things off. Medlin swings on that pitch, missing for a strike. Medlin 0 for 2, a fly out to left, a fly out to center. Swings on this one, fouls it back. 0-2 now is the count. Hunter Stanley has done a great job just hitting his locations today, as he has been painting that outside corner of the plate all afternoon. 0-2 is the count, sitting up on the way outside. Couldn't get him to chase one there. 1-2 is the count. Not a bad spot to miss by Stanley. So it's Justin Medlin. Drew Thomas is on deck for the Indians. 1-2 is the count. Swung on and missed. Nice job taking some of it off of it that time. Or I should say some velo off of it that time for the 8th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game.
Number 6, Drew Thomas.
For Hunter Stanley, Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. This is Drew Thomas. Drew is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Grounded out to the pitcher to end the first. Grounded out to third for the second out of the fourth. That pitch just missing low for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, and nobody on here for the Indians. This pitch popped up. Center fielder chasing back will camp underneath it and makes the catch. But you can see the time the ball's out there in the outfield, they're camped underneath it but still have to reach across their body, so that wind is playing a factor. But luckily for both teams, nothing causing too much of an issue. Well, last time LeBryant Siddell came to the plate, he doubled off the wall out and left. The left field wall listed at 330. He hit it about 228. Takes a look at that first pitch right down Broadway for a strike. If that one just would have had just a little bit more oomph in it, the Indians would be leading this one 1-0 right now. But instead, trying to spark a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 6th. Sadale pops this one a mile high. Catcher going back towards the fence and, just can't make the play. Ran out of real estate there. A great effort on the part of Houston Parker. Just could not quite find it as the ball, once again, that wind pushed it away from him. So a break there for the Indians as the count now goes 0-2 here on LeBryant Sadale. So Sadale is 1 for 2 on the day with a double. Good job by the home plate umpire to come up and just kind of brush off the plate, give the catcher a second to collect himself after making that diving effort behind the plate that he just could not find it. So 0-2 is the count. And, you just kind of have to wait on those pitches as missing just low as today's that low strike ball has, low fastball has been there for a strike. Wasn't that time. That pitch high. Good looking pitch though. Sadale flirting with disaster, holding off on that one. 2-2 now is the count here on LeBryant Sadale. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on. Sadale. Whoa, where did that one miss? Wow, a break there for the Indians as it goes 3-2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching in support of Meridian, I have no idea where that one missed. That one looked pretty. This pitch foul back out of play. We'll stay at 3-2. 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians. They're playing Sadale to push it to his right, judging by the center fielder out there playing on the right side of the 390. Wind is blowing out of the ballpark, as it has been all day. And that's ball 4, gets away. Sadale will head down to first. And a 2-out walk issued to LeBryant Sadale. And I'm going to say this, the Indians lucky to see LeBryant on deck, see him on first, and Lancaster coming, because there were a couple of pitches I thought could have rung him up looking. The umpire opted out of that. And so now with 2 outs and a runner on first, the Indians are going to try to spark a 2-out rally here, and this is Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Digs in here in the bottom of the 6th. Like he was trying to maybe surprise him with a bunt with the third baseman playing back over there on the corner. We'll see if Meridian makes any adjustments here. Meridian's been able to get some infield hits. And there's a shot to the gap. This has got a chance if it'll drop. It will. Can the Indians find a run here? They're going to ask Sadale, but they're going to hold him up. And to throw not in time. A big-time hit there for the Indians. A double by Lancaster. A good job by the right fielder to get out there in a hurry as he hit that one on the nose and nearly threw him out trying to get to second. It was actually the center fielder that cut that one off. The tag wasn't there. Boy, if the center fielder doesn't get there in a hurry, that may score a run for the Indians. Great play out there in center field by Milton Smith. Now this is going to be Hunter Neighbors. He is 1 for 1 and was hit by a pitch. Looks at a curveball up high. Well, can the Indians find a way to get a run across? Each team with 3 hits here in the game. The Indians with 1 error, no errors for the Eagles. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Time is taken. Once again, the catcher coming up looking like maybe, I don't know if he wears contacts or not, but maybe getting a little bit of dirt in his eye. 1-0 is the count with 2 outs. Runners on second and third here for the Indians. Can Neighbors come up with a 2-out hit? Looks at that one in the dirt. Blocked up nicely that time. It goes 4 ball. Good job by Parker. He just put his chest into that one when he saw it was going to be in the dirt. Blocked it up, kept the ball in front of him. And so 2-0 now is the count. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. That pitch missing outside. 3-0 now goes the count. Russell Bunch is on deck. 3-0 is the count here to Hunter Neighbors. High drama here in the bottom of the 6th. Scoreless contest between ICC and Meridian. 3-0 offering, and that's, wow, ball 4. Just want to say strike 3, but instead a free pass issued to Hunter Neighbors. And now up is going to be a courtesy or a pinch hitter. And this is going to be number 8 coming into bat. This is going to be Jacob Hall. Jacob Hall coming to the plate. He's batting .450 on the year. 500 on base percentage, .450 slugging percentage. And with the change to the plate, we're going to have a quick meeting of the minds on the hill here for Meridian. There's 2 outs. Bases loaded once again for the Indians. So 2 outs now, and this is going to be Jacob Hall coming to bat. Bases full of Indians. Jacob Hall does have 6 RBIs on the year. Love to see him at least get 7. I'll be greedy and ask for 8 if he can come up with a base hit here. That pitch missing low for a ball. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded with 2 outs here for the Indians. Hunter Stanley, can he pull another Houdini act? That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Well, if you're ICC, you just want to see a run cross here. Whether he's walking, if he's been hit by a pitch, a wild pitch, anything to get that run across here for the Indians. 1-1 is the count here to Hall. Bases loaded with 2 outs. That pitch in the dirt gets away, and great job once again by Houston Parker, sacrificing his body to keep that one in front of him. It did deflect off to the left, but not far enough to allow Sedale to come home, but you did see Hunter Stanley quickly had the wherewithal to charge home in case the ball did get away to cover the plate. 2-1 now is the count here to Hall. And Hall puts the bat on it. It's going to drop. 1 run will score from the Indians. 2 runs will score for the Indians. They're going to ask the third to score, and it will. And Jacob Hall with a bases-clearing double, and the Indians take a 3-0 lead. Big-time hit there in a pinch-hit situation by Jacob Hall. What a big hit there for Jacob. Pushes across 3 runs, and ICC takes a 3-0 lead. Now that very well could be our Renaissance Bank What a Play Wednesday if we can hold on to win this one here. My, oh my, Jacob Hall, how do you do coming in a clutch situation there for the Indians. 3-0 now is the lead on the 4th hit of the day for ICC. And now this is going to be Kyle Weaver. And Weaver rips one. They're going to ask the run to score from second. The throw is going to be up the line, and the Indians take a 4-0 lead. You hear the ICC faithful below us here as Weaver ends up on second after advancing on the throw, and ICC now leads it 4-0. 2 out hitting. You can't talk about the importance of that. And it looks like the rain may be starting to fall here in Fulton, and it is. So rain starting to fall here, and time is going to be taken by Meridian. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors. We'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Wow, Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back now, as this is going to be a new pitcher in the game for Meridian, as this is going to be number 10, Matthew Harrison. Matthew Harrison now pitching as we have a Choice Pawn pitching change. Need a pawn loan, make the right choice. Choice Pawn, they've got a going out of business sale here in Fulton, location also there in Tupelo. ChoicePawn.com. Take a look at some Sonic stats here on Harrison, who will come in with 2 outs and a runner on second. That's Kyle Weaver. Harrison 1-0 in the year, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 walk, 8 strikeout. And he has a 2.57 ERA. Boy, this has been an exciting baseball game. The Indians finally breaking it open with 4 runs here as the rain started to fall, but it looks like it's maybe stopping now. So maybe just a quick sprinkle. Breaking pitch, and it's a beauty at the knees for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. .40 is your score. The Indians breaking it open here in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball. Third baseman comes over, makes the play. Throw over is in time for the putout of Connor Lewis. 5-3 for those that are scoring at home. But the stat of the game that matters right now, 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. ICC leads it 4-0 after a 3-run double by Jacob Hall and an RBI single by Kyle Weaver. ICC leads it now 4-0. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked number 1 in America's community and junior college systems. Number 1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
CJ Hughes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a few Choice Pawn changes here defensively for the Indians, as it's CJ Hughes to lead things off here for the Eagles. Swings and misses on that one. New second baseman is Ray Sandroni, moving from second to third now. is Kyle Krieger. That's the only changes that I can see so far here. These changes being brought to you by Choice Pond. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Swung on and missed for a strike. Hughes, Westbrook, and Parker all due up here for the Eagles in the top of the 7th. This game's scheduled for 9 innings here in game 1. That pitch missing outside. 2-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss by Houston Harding to see if you couldn't get him to chase one. Did not. Good eye on the part of Hughes. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout. That is the 4th in a row for Hootie, as he now has 9 Renaissance Bank strikeouts. And now this is going to be Keegan Westbrook. Westbrook reached on an error his last time up. Also struck out, was retired 2-3 after the strikeout. That pitch across for a strike. 4-0 is your score. The Indians get 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch in the dirt gets away. Nobody on base to really do any damage with that one. So Hunter Neighbors kind of conserving a little bit of energy and letting that one kind of just come off his shoulder to protect the home plate umpire, and got away. 1-1 now is the count here to Westbrook. That pitch missing low. 2-1 now goes the count. LeBryant Sedale so confident in Houston Harding right now. He's basically squatted down out there in left field. Ground ball. Second baseman Sandroni gloves it, throws it over for the putout. 4-3. Sandroni, who just checked into the game, gets the second out of the inning.
Houston Parker.
And now up is going to be the catcher, Houston Parker. Parker has struck out twice, struck out to end the 4th in his previous at-bat. 4-0. Indians lead with 2 outs, top of the 7th. That pitch across for a strike. 0-1 pitch coming. Swung on, nice off-speed pitch that time by Houston Harding, and way ahead of that one was Houston Westbrook. 0-2 is the count. Can Hootie find his 10th strikeout of the game here? This one fouled off. Nicely done that time, fighting off that inside pitch to keep the at-bat alive. 0-2 now is the count. Swung on and missed for strike 3. The 10th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Hootie. Let's take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. A big-time strikeout there for Houston Harding. He's got 10 Renaissance Bank strikeouts in the game. 7th inning stretch time here at the ballpark. ICC leads it 4-0.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as ICC takes a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th, trying to find a way to build on that lead here. They got a 3-up, 3-down inning in the top of the 7th. As this is Kyle Krieger to start us off here in the bottom of the 7th. Jammed on this one, pops it up, and it's going to just get out of play. So Krieger with a 1-1 count now. Looks at that one in the dirt. 2-1 now goes the count. As it's Krieger, Medlin, and Thomas due up for the Indians here in the bottom of the 7th. There's a rip, and he gets past the diving third baseman. Nicely done by Krieger that time. Gets his first hit of the game. Good effort over there at third, just could not quite get stretched out for that one, and a leadoff single to start the inning here for the Indians. And now up will be Justin Medlin. This is Matthew Harrison that's on the hill here in replace of Hunter Stanley, who, ladies and gentlemen, just threw a beautiful ball game. The Indians were able to finally figure out him late in the game as he started to run out of a little bit of gas. And they were able to punch in 4 runs. Snap throw over to first, not in time, as Krieger dives back safely. So a minimum lead over there at first. Shows bunt, ticks it for strike 1, and Medlin a little upset with himself. Justin is 0 for 3 on the day. He struck out to start the 6th. The impressive thing about that 4-run 6th inning, it all came with 2 outs on the board. So 2-out hitting. As there's a throw over to first, not in time. 2-out hitting, very, very important. Can make the difference between a good team and a great team. And the Indians came up with some clutch hits there. Medlin shows bunt, lays it down, only 1 play, and that's to first. The throw over is in time for the putout, 1-3 on that sacrifice bunt. And of course, when we talk about that sacrifice bunt, we remind you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. And the ICC Baptist Student Union, they do a great job, not only for us at the college, but here at baseball as they run the concession stand. Each game, Brother Chris Burrows and all the great kids of the ICC BSU doing a great job here, game in, game out with the concession stand. Breaking pitch, missing low for a ball, as this is Drew Thomas, the DH, coming to the plate. Krieger advanced to second on that sacrifice bunt by Medlin. ICC trying to pick up an insurance run here, leading 4-0. Curveball, and it's a beauty. Finds that inside part of the plate for strike 1.
Barrel 1 up, 6.
Thomas 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out to the pitcher to end the first. Grounded out to third and flew out to center. Curveball at the knees, called a strike. Well, as we said, that strike zone extends about half a ball below the knees. But it's been that way all afternoon for both teams, so you really can't complain in that sense. 1-2 now is the count with 1 out. And got him chasing one in the dirt for the strikeout. And he swung one in the dirt that time, and not necessarily what you want to swing at, but when the umpire's calling those below the knees or right at the knees, right below the knees, sometimes you just got to protect the plate, and you end up chasing some bad pitches. So now with 2 outs, this is going to be LeBryant Siddell. He doubled back in the 4th, walked and scored a run, and part of that 4-run 6th inning for the Indians. Breaking pitch, missing low for a ball. So the Indians lead at 4-0. We'll recap your scoring at the end of the inning here. Hopefully be able to talk about some more runs here in the bottom of the 7th. That breaking pitch, a beauty for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here on LeBryant Siddell, the left fielder. Siddell doubled off the wall back in the 4th. I'd like to see that one, maybe even to get a little bit further out of the ballpark. Instead, fouls one off. First baseman's going over and will squeeze it for the final out of the inning. Nice location on the breaking pitch there by Harrison to get him to be able to pop him up in foul territory to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Let's take a look at your scoring situation so far here through 7 innings of play. ICC and Meridian was scoreless through the 5th inning. Then Meridian went scoreless in the top of the 6th. And then it was 2-out hitting by the Indians in the bottom half of the 6th. It started when LeBryant Sedale drew a 2-out walk. Jackson Lancaster doubled. And then a walk to Hunter Neighbors loaded the bases for the Indians. And then it was Jacob Hall who entered and came up with a big-time double to the gap in right center to clear the bases. A 3-run double by Hall. And then an RBI single by Kyle Weaver pushed Hall across. And that is your Sonic scoring update so far here through 7 innings of play. We'll take a break and hear a word from Sonic. And we'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Indians lead it 4-0 after 7 complete here in Game 1.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the top of the 8th inning here. ICC, as we said it, lead 4-0, and this will be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Eagles. And it'll be Pickering to start the inning, and he takes a look at that one for a strike. It's still Houston Harding on the hill here for the Indians. ICC does have somebody warming up in the bullpen. Nice change of pace that time by Harding. Swung on and missed for strike 2 by Pickering. Pickering 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Struck out back in the 3rd. This one fouled off. And we'll stay at 0-2. Saw the ball skip back in play that time as Trey DeSantis, short hopped his pitcher on throwing that one back. 0-2 pitch coming. Threw it up high for a ball. See if you couldn't get him to chase one out of the zone. Did not. Good eye. 1-2 now is the count. That pitch inside. 2-2 is the count now to Pickering. Pickering, Smith, and Jordan due up here for the Eagles. Swung on and missed for strike 3. The 11th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Houston Harding. And now up will be Milton Smith. Milton is 1 for 3 on the day. He does have a single that he was able to lay down a bunt on and run it out. That was back in the 3rd, but he was left stranded at first. That pitch just a bit outside for a ball. This pitch fouled back and out of play. 1-1 now is the count here on Milton Smith, the center fielder. So the 1-1 pitch coming, missing it low. 2-1 now goes the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. ICC with a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 8th. Game 1 with Meridian. Ground ball, shortstop. Connor Lewis gets it, zips it over in time for the putout of the speedy Milton Smith. 6-3 on the putout. And now this will bring Trace Jordan to the plate. Jordan will dig in with 2 outs and nobody on. He's 0 for 3 on the day. And he was the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game to end the 5th. So Harding just seems to be getting stronger as this game continues. Trying to get another 3-up, 3-down inning here in the top of the 8th. Curveball, too high. Good looking pitch that time, but the umpire has been consistent, not liking that curveball that hangs up in the zone. Ball 1 is the call. That pitch at and a little below the knees for a strike. So we said that strike zone, which has been consistent all day today on both sides of the plate, have been from number to just below the knees. Fastball, couldn't find it. Strike 2. Well, smart play by Trace Jordan to step out a second as Houston Harding has been dealing, and he is working with purpose. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 12 Renaissance Bank strikeouts here for Houston Harding.
In the inning for the Eagles. There were no
My,
runs,
oh
no
my.
hits, and no errors.
Houston getting it done here for the Indians. No runs, no hits, no errors. And we move to the bottom of the 8th. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift now to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Jackson Lancaster, who scored a run in his last at-bat, leading things off here for the Indians. Coach Collier is talking to the home plate umpire, so it appears that the Indians may be making some changes to the lineup or maybe subbing someone back in. Wind is blowing out of the ballpark, picking up a little bit more now as the flag is actually shaking out there in center field. So Lancaster, wow, the flag is shaking a lot now out there in center field. Lancaster will dig in. Looks at that pitch across for a strike. We've talked about trying to get out of this game at least before some of that rain moves in. We are at the 4 o'clock hour. That pitch way outside for a ball. Nobody on base to really do any damage there. 1-1 now is the count. Lancaster, Neighbors. As this pitch on its way, missing for a ball. And Jacob Hall all due up here, but it appears that instead of Hall, it'll be Sandroni that's in the hole here for the Indians. Shot right back up the middle, return to Cinder. Nice piece of hitting there by Lancaster. Take a look at that one on the Little Caesars replay. Right between the legs of the pitcher. Second hit of the day for Jackson Lancaster. The first player to go into multiple hits here for either team. And now this will be Hunter Neighbors coming to the plate. He is 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and also walked. Snap throw over to first, not in time. He's also scored a run. He was part of that 3-run double in a pitch hit situation there for Jacob Hall. Runner on first with no outs. And Neighbors is hit again, and he takes one on the knee. And they were going to try to say he attempted the bunt. He did not. And Hunter Neighbors, for the second time today, wears one for the Indians as he's hit by a pitch. They're probably going to see if they give him an opportunity to maybe run that one off over there at first. Instead, they're not. Now up is going to be Ray Sandroni. So Sandroni at the plate with runners on first and second here and no outs. Indians trying to pick up some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th. Sandroni shows bunt, lays it down nicely. Going to try to go to third. He's not there. Oh, no! Wow, a tough call. Lethargically made by the infield umpire. Looked like he was safe. But they do get the lead runner there in Sedale. on that sacrifice bunt that turns into a fielder's choice. So now with one out, runners still on first and second. That pitch in the dirt, and the runners will advance. How big is that call now for the Indians? So runners will advance on the wild pitch. And now this is going to be Kyle Weaver with a chance to pick up some insurance runs here for the Indians. They lead it 4-0 here in the bottom of the 8th of game 1. Weaver did single to drive in a run his last time up. Looks at that curveball low. 2-0 now is the count. Well, the Indians would love to see him be able to get one to the gap to push across 2 more runs here in the bottom of the 8th. Weaver 1 for 3 with a strikeout and an RBI single. Looked at that pitch, missing low for a ball. 3-0 now is the count here to Weaver. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Curveball taking the whole way that time, and ball 4 is the call. So this will send Weaver to first, and us back to the top of the lineup here. And Connor Lewis. Lewis is 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. So Connor is due here for the Indians. And time is going to be taken here as they're going to come up and talk to their pitcher on how they want to play this. Infield's going to come in, try to cut down the run in this situation. Well, this is a situation here for Connor Lewis. Infield in, if he can hit something hard and get something down to the gap, could be a big-time hit here for the Indians. 1 out, bottom of the 8th, ICC with a 4-0 lead, and Connor Lewis, who's 0 for 4 at the plate. Lewis pops this one back out of play for strike 1. Hear the tension in the air right now, or feel the tension. Curveball, missing. 1-1 now is the count. ICC trying to pick up some insurance runs. Of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, stop by and see Joey there on South Adams Street, the former ICC All-American football player. Proud to see the Indians with a 4-0 lead here. As that pitch in the dirt for ball 2. You know he would love to see the Indians be able to pick up on some of his insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th. What a game this has been. And there's a flare out to right field. It's going to be deep enough to score the run. And a sacrifice fly by Connor Lewis. And the Indians take a 5-0 lead. A good at bat that time by Connor Lewis. Let's take a look at that one on the Little Caesars replay there. Was able to get across the RBI on that sacrifice fly out to right. That scored Neighbors. And the ICC Indians lead it now. 5-0. Runners on the corners as the runner from second was able to advance to third. And this would be Kyle Krieger. Krieger singled in his last at bat. Takes a look at that pitch across for a strike. So 2 outs now, and ICC leads it 5-0. This is Krieger at the plate. That pitch missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Krieger 1 for 3 with a single. He has struck out to end the third. He was hit by a pitch back in the first. Oh, could not find the curveball there. Got one hanging up. Just could not put the bat on the ball. Strike 2. Krieger, who was playing at second, now playing third base for the Indians defensively. Runner goes, ball's in the dirt. And that'll be a free pass there for Weaver as he picked the right pitch to run on that time. Blocked up nicely behind the plate that time by Houston Parker, so now a base hit could be huge here for the Indians. As Krieger awaits the 2-2 offering here from Matthew Harrison. Swung on and missed for strike 3. The first Renaissance Bank strikeout, or excuse me, the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Harrison to end the inning. But the Indians do put a run on the board here in the bottom of the 8th to take a 5-0 lead. ICC 3 outs away from picking up a hard-fought Game 1 victory here. And Houston Harding back on the hill for the Indians. Let's take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors. We'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message. Surrender to the toppings. Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we start the top of the 9th inning. Houston Harding still on the hill. Bradshaw, McWilliams, and Morris all due up here for the Eagles in the top of the 9th. ICC leading 5-0. Curveball hangs up just a bit too high for ball 1. Bradshaw 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. Looked at that pitch across for a strike. One and 1 is the count. Curveball fouled it off. 1-2 now. Goes the count here on Davis Bradshaw, the third baseman. He's played pretty good over there at third base this afternoon for the Eagles. Waiting the 1-2 pitch here. Fastball grounder. Sandroni at second, takes a knee, throws it over for the out. Now the Indians 2 outs away from winning Game 1 here. This will be Sam McWilliams.
Now batting the right fielder, number 5, Sam McWilliams.
Sam is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. He has struck out. He does have a single, was left stranded with bases loaded back in the 4th. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. So Harding trying to go the distance here for the Indians. That pitch up high. 2-0 now is the count. As we said, ICC does have somebody getting loose in the bullpen just in case Harding needs a break in this one. Curveball just missing up. As we said, that umpire does not like pitches in the letter number of the jersey. 3-0 now is the count here to McWilliams. Fastball, ball 4. So a walk. And if you want to find the last time that he has issued a walk, you have to go back to the 4th inning. As Coach Collier wants to make a slow trip to the mound here, talk to his pitcher, maybe just kind of slow him down a little bit, or maybe he's gotten up a little too high for Coach Collier's liking in the pitch count, as he's going to talk things over here with Houston. Let's take a break. Hear a word from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Morris.
Well, Houston Harding, whatever he said to Coach Collier, talked him into leaving him in the game. His dugout erupted. The fans cheered whenever Coach Collier walked off the mound, and they saw Houston Harding still standing there for the Indians. Now this is going to be number 18, Blake Morris, at the plate with a runner on first. And one out. Curveball, not there. He just can't quite get on top of the curveball enough to pull the string. Rightfully so. He's in the top of the 9th inning. He has got a gem going here for the Indians. Fastball across for a strike. Morris doubled in his first at-bat. He was picked off, and he walked and struck out to end the 6th. 1-1 now is the count. One out. Runner at first. A little soft toss over. No tag applied. 5-0 is your score. ICC with the lead here. Top of the 9th. Game 1 with Meridian. That pitch inside for a ball. Harding nodded his head, said, yeah, come on, give me the ball back. 2-1 now is the count. Looks the runner at first, now offers home. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Houston still got a little bit of gas left in the tank here. 2-2 now is the count with one out and a runner on first. Blake Morris is at the plate here for the Eagles. The 2-2 offering coming from Harding. This pitch fouled out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. Time is taken by the batter here. Harding basically just goes right back to his start position and waits on the batter to dig back in. 2-2 pitch coming, and just found enough of it to foul it off and keep the at-bat alive. Nicely done there by Blake Morris. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner at first. Top of the 9th, ICC with a 5-0 lead here in Game 1 over Meridian. 2-2 pitch coming, and he fouls it off again to keep the at-bat alive. Good battle at the plate right now by Blake Morris. Two now is the count, 1 out and a runner on first. That's McWilliams who walked. Strike 3. Lucky number 13, Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game, and it's the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting the shortstop, number 7, C.J. Hughes.
Now up will be C.J. Hughes. We're going to have to dig deep in the history book, folks. I've been trying to go through my brain over my 9 seasons with ICC baseball to remember the last time we've seen somebody strike out 13 batters. And I'm only thinking of somebody I can remember striking out 11. As that pitch across for a strike. That was ICC All-American Ben Hudspeth as a freshman. That first pitch across for a strike. This one lined, and it's going to be down for a base hit. And that's probably going to score a run. Nope, they're going to hold him up at third. The ball got away, but not far enough, as that's going to be a single for Hughes. He'll advance to second on the throw. And now this will bring up Keegan Westbrook. So nice piece of hitting there. Meridian not going quietly into the evening here in Fulton. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Harding, or you can hear the fans calling him Hootie, that's his nickname. He's really getting some encouragement out of that bullpen. And that pitch, misses inside for a ball. Westbrook thought it was going to hit him, but it did not, and he kind of tilted his head back and maybe breathed a sigh of relief that was not called a ball. Oh, good-looking pitch there, but once again, he has consistently been right in that area all day, not calling balls or strikes. Or excuse me, not calling strikes, up in the zone. Curveball, and that one missing. Well, all of a sudden, a kid that's got 13 strikeouts on the day can't find the strike zone here against Westbrook. That one right down the middle as Westbrook thought he was going to take the trip down to first. Kind of glares back at the home plate umpire as he takes that one for strike one. 3-1 now is the count with 2 outs. Time is taken by Westbrook. Three-one is the count. 2 outs. Runners on second and third here after that single by Hughes. Swung on and missed. And you just want to take a look at that right there as Westbrook swung himself out of his shoes for strike 2. Boy, if that would have been strike 3, that would have been a thing of beauty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 14 Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Houston Harding. What a game by Houston Harding, and he is being mobbed by his teammates out there on the field, rightfully so. My, oh my, it matches the number on the back of his jersey. 14 Renaissance Bank strikeouts this afternoon for Houston Harding. 5-0 your final score. What a performance, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount. Choose the account to deposit into. Click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd still buzzing here after one of the greatest performances I can remember in recent memory here in ICC baseball. As I said, we're going to have to talk with Coach Collier at the end of the game. This could be flirting with a record-breaking type day for Houston Harding. He is without a doubt our Sonic star of the game as he improves to 5-0 on the year, and he had 14, you heard that right, 14 Renaissance Bank strikeouts. Not only that, he picked off 2 runners on the bases as well, as we're going to take a look at those Little Caesars replays as part of the Renaissance Bank postgame report here. ICC wins it 5-0. Your final line, 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. 1 errors for the Indians. He goes the complete game, gets the shutout, and only scatters 4 hits as well. No errors for Meridian. Let's take a look at the Sonic stats for Meridian as they fall to 14-5, 3-2 in conference play. It was Milton Smith who was 1 for 4 with a single. Trace Jordan 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Davis Bradshaw was 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Sam McWilliams was 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Blake Morris was 1 for 3 with a walk, a double, and 2 strikeouts. C.J. Hughes was 1 for 3 with a walk, a single, and a strikeout. Keegan Westbrook was 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Houston Parker was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And Matt Pickering was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And everybody on the roster are in the lineup today except Milton Smith struck out for the Eagles. Now here's your stats for the Indians. Connor Lewis was 0 for 4 with a sacrifice fly. He did have a pair of strikeouts and an RBI. Kyle Krieger was 1 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. He was hit by a pitch. Justin Medlin was 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a sacrifice bunt. Drew Thomas was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. LeBryant Siddell was 1 for 3 with a double. He did walk and score a run. Jackson Lancaster, the only Indian with multiple hits on the day. He was 2 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, a double, a run scored, and a single. Hunter Neighbors, he was 1 for 1 on the day. He was hit by a pitch twice, advanced on a wild pitch and scored a run. He also walked and scored a run, part of that 4-run 6th inning for the Indians. Russell Bunch was 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Jacob Hall was 1 for 1 with a big-time hit, a 3-run double to highlight that 4-run 6th inning. And then it was Ray Santroni, no official at bat, as his sacrifice bunt went for a fielder's choice in his only attempt. And then Kyle Weaver was 1 for 3 with a RBI single, a strikeout, and a walk. He also had a stolen base. Our Sonic star of the game, my oh my, how do you do, Houston Harding, as he had 14 Renaissance Bank strikeouts this afternoon. You're looking at some of those strikeouts here on these Little Caesars replay, part of the Renaissance Bank post-game report. ICC wins it by the final score of 5-0 here in Game 1. And ladies and gentlemen, if that tells you anything, we've got another game to play here between two of the most successful programs in the MACJC. ICC improves to 18-3 on the year, 4-1 in conference play, as we're going to be about 20 minutes away from the start of Game 2 here in Fulton. Fans getting the money's worth here. 14 strikeouts by Houston Harding. It matches the number on the back of his jersey. A special day here in ICC baseball history in Game 1. We're going to let you watch the final replays of this one, and you're going to see that 14th strikeout of the game coming up here soon, as it was a big one, and his teammates mobbed him on the field, rightfully so. There was another one of the strikeouts there. Got him looking at a curveball. That was not a strikeout, but the young man from Meridian swung so hard and fell in the ground that I had to put that one on there. And I believe this will be the 14th strikeout of the game. And it is. And you see Houston Harding, how fired up he is coming off the mound. And his teammates swarm him out there after the game as ICC wins it by the final score of 5-0. We're going to take a break and be back in about 20 minutes with the start of Game 2 here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. The Indians win it 5-0 here in Game 1.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.